You'd be surprised how many people have asked me about the Mustang GT even after seeing my review, and that's great. I really appreciate that. One question I seem to see a lot is, will it be okay for a guy playing at home, or a girl playing at home, or a kid or whatever, just as a home amp, you know, to stream music, all that kind of stuff? Yes, they'll be fine for that. And that's one thing I needed to sort of stress, was they're not just 100% junk, but in comparison to where they were with the V2 amps that were a great live tool, I really don't see the Mustang GTs being used by too many serious musos. And a lot of people will say, you know, a lot of serious musos won't use Mustang amps anyway, but they do. There's plenty of Mustang owners out there, plenty of people doing serious gigs with them. They're great amps. I'm not saying like the Rolling Stones are going to use them, but people like myself who play at pubs and clubs and all that kind of stuff, maybe do a few festivals, you'll see them floating around, much like PV Bandits. You see them everywhere. I'll be shocked if I see a lot of Mustang GT amps out there used by working musicians like myself or other people. Now, I'm not playing out every night or anything like that, or every other night, but I play at least once a week live, and I gig at least once to twice a month, and that's all I really want to do these days. In terms of the question, yes, they'll be fine if you just want to use them at home, but don't have too high expectations of the tone. If you still own one of the older series of the amps and you're thinking about upgrading, I wouldn't do it unless there's something that the new one does that you're just dying to have. If you're already happy with your sound, don't go changing it. I see a lot of people say also that the price of the V2 amps may actually go up now that they'll be a little bit harder to get and a bit more of a collector's item because they're not available new anymore. And I can kind of see that happening. I think they're a much better sounding amp. That's just my opinion. You may love stuff about the GT, and that's cool too. It's all personal choice, all personal taste. The thing is, don't take it personally. Anything that I say is my own opinion. You know what they say about opinions, right? Everyone's got one, so to speak. That's a nice way of saying it. So yeah, that was just my honest opinion about the amp and my experience using it after, you know, years of using a Mustang 3 and knowing the amps and software back to front. So yeah, keep that in mind. The only person I could see buying a GT amp is someone who's never had a Mustang or modeling amp before, and they just want an amp they can maybe jam around with a few friends, jam at home, all of that kind of stuff. They're a good tool for that, absolutely. I think one thing they should have done though is include the foot switch with the smaller versions of the amp. That's a huge, just absolute downer. Previous generation of amps came with a foot switch. I have no idea why Fender skimped on that. It feels like they may have skimped with the speaker quality as well. If they're the same speaker in both of those amps, there's something seriously wrong with the software on the GT. Everything about the V2 amps just sounds so much more 3D and better to my ear.